Hi, Homespot friends. Today we're diving into shabby chic, rustic garden magic, feminine, time-worn, and naturally pretty. I'll share 20 scene-stealing ideas for decor and landscaping, from rose-draped arches to mossy stone edging. Stay with me until the end for practical styling tips, plant pairings, and budget savers that turn any backyard into a romantic, lived-in sanctuary. Let's create dreamy moments. Step through a weathered white arbor where English roses tumble like silk ribbons. A gravel path curves forward, petals underfoot, scent in the air. This is your romantic threshold, inviting guests into a world of feminine calm and vintage charm. Frame the arch with lavender and catmint to paint the ground in hazy blues and soft purples. Let tendrils wander, imperfection celebrated. When evening falls, clip-on fairy lights sparkle among petals, turning every arrival into a storybook entrance worth filming. A distressed picket fence, brushed in white, outlines generous beds that froth with blooms. Its structure without stiffness, gentle bones for a cottage heart. Shadows dance across slats while blossoms lean and flirt, making the boundary feel inviting, never strict. Plant roses, hollyhocks, and geraniums to spill over the fence like ruffles on a vintage dress. Leave gaps for glimpses. Curiosity is cinematography. The fence guides the eye, staging your frames so every pan lingers on color, texture, and nostalgia. Line the path with galvanized tubs, their gray patina echoing rainy skies and farm memories. Fill them with blush petunias, silver thyme, and trailing bacopa. The repetition creates rhythm for the camera, a parade of vintage vessels brimming with life. Vary heights with wooden crates and bricks, letting each planter read as a character. Keep palettes romantic, then tuck in herbs for scent when you brush past. Morning dew beads on metal, catching light, adding sparkle to your walking shots. Float warm string lights overhead so pathways glow like constellations. Mount them between trunks or poles, 7 to 10 feet, creating a canopy that flatters faces and petals alike. The backyard shifts into cinema, every step guided by honeyed shimmer. For layered magic, hide downlights in branches to mimic moonlight kissing leaves. Mix bulbs, twinkle with steady glow for depth. When night arrives, the garden turns tender and forgiving, textures softening, edges dissolving, and conversations blooming under a canopy of borrowed stars. Hang an outdoor safe mirror on a shaded fence to double blossoms and elongate views. Reflections trick the eye, making small spaces feel expansive. Distressed frames suit shabby chic perfectly. Their chipped paint a quiet echo of time's gentle, flattering touch. Angle the mirror downward to reflect flowers, not sky, and protect birds. Surround with climbing jasmine or clematis so glass seems secret, discovered, enchanted. When breezes stir petals, the mirrored movement multiplies, delivering footage that feels bigger than your backyard. Cut an S-curve through lawn or beds and lay fabric beneath compacted gravel. Curves invite curiosity. Cameras love them. As footsteps crunch, sound design writes itself. Soft edges keep the look natural, guiding guests slowly toward moments you've staged ahead. Border the path with lamb's ear, thyme, or low-mounding roses to brush ankles with softness. Let stones punctuate corners like commas. The path becomes punctuation for your story, pauses, turns, reveals, leading viewers deeper into a narrative of gentleness and grace. Hang sheer outdoor curtains from a pergola and watch the wind direct your scene. Fabric softens lumber into romance, filtering harsh sun into luminous glow. As panels billow, the garden breathes, and every sway becomes a sigh in your soundtrack. Choose off-white panels for a washed, feminine palette. Then tie them back with jute or ribbon when entertaining. Add climbing roses at posts, letting blooms flirt with fabric. At golden hour, curtains flicker like candlelight, transforming seating into a sanctum. Build a potting bench from reclaimed boards and set a salvaged sink on top. Terracotta dust, twine spools, and seed packets become tactile props. This workstation turns gardening into ritual, a stage for hands, soil, and the clink of tools. Install a hose hookup or watering can nearby, then style with labeled jars and brushes. Film repotting roses or dividing perennials in satisfying close-ups. The scene whispers utility and beauty can coexist, inviting viewers to craft their own charming mess. Group terracotta pots in generous clusters, some elevated on bricks, others nestled low. Encourage moss and lime bloom for that soft, time-worn blush. Plant roses, pelargoniums, and lavender so fragrance rises as you pass, a memory written in warm clay. To accelerate patina, brush pots with buttermilk and shade them lightly. Mix pot sizes for scale, keeping colors gentle. When arranged near steps or benches, the cluster becomes a floral chorus, harmonizing texture, scent, and camera-friendly repetition for lingering shots. Turn an old door or lattice panel into a trellis with a coat of paint. Attach securely and invite sweet peas, clematis, or jasmine to climb. As vines weave, the structure disappears, leaving romance, fragrance, and whispering leaves for microphones. Lean-to panels to form a shallow screen, creating privacy without heaviness. Add mismatched knobs as quirky detail. When blossoms cascade, your background becomes a living wallpaper, delicate and feminine, wonderfully imperfect, perfect for interviews, intros, and dreamy slow-motion cutaways. Plant a frothy border of English roses, foxgloves, campanula, and catmint, keeping tones to blush, cream, and lilac. Pollinators arrive like confetti. The bed feels soft as tulle, yet alive with movement, sustaining delicate beauty with the hum of wings. Layer heights, spire, mound, and ground cover, so the camera reads depth at every angle. Avoid harsh contrasts. Choose silvery foliage to cool sunlight. Morning dew and butterfly visits become motifs, reinforcing the garden's feminine spirit without surrendering ecological honesty or seasonal rhythm. Create a sanctuary with a shallow stone birdbath set in partial shade. Nearby, mount a bee hotel facing southeast, close to nectar. Water, shelter, and bloom form a kindness triangle, turning quiet corners into lively, responsible backgrounds for restful frames. Keep water fresh and shallow. Add pebbles for footing. Surround with echinacea, lavender, and salvias to fuel visitors. When wings flicker and droplets sparkle, your footage gains heartbeat. Viewers see beauty serving life, deepening the garden's meaning beyond decoration alone. Rescue a wooden bench and soften it with chalk paint, then decoupage floral paper across slats. A sand reveals thresholds of color, like heirloom fabric fading. The seat becomes a story. Sitting here feels like opening a beloved, time-worn book. Style with a crocheted throw, a journal, and a bud vase of garden roses. Place beneath dappled shade, letting petals fall naturally. Film fingertips tracing patterns. Capture creaks as character. Imperfection is the charm, authenticity the luxury your audience craves. Edge beds with irregular stones that invite moss to settle and soften. Between pavers, weave time so footsteps release fragrance. The effect is ancient yet tender, transforming transitions into destinations where cameras linger and noses dip, delighted by earthy perfume. Let stones meander, never marching. Mix sizes for an unstudied feel. Tuck seedlings into crevices. Morning moisture beads along moss like jewelry. Close shots capture texture upon texture, stone, moss, leaf, bloom, creating richly layered sequences that look expensive yet feel effortless. Hang a damp-rated chandelier beneath your pergola, centering it above a petite tea table. The juxtaposition, crystal and climbing roses, reads romantic, slightly mischievous. As light gently scatters onto teacups and linen, the scene glows, turning casual gatherings into softly cinematic moments. Wire safely. Use LED candles for sparkle and anchor everything securely. Pair with vintage china and a table runner. When dusk deepens, the chandelier becomes your star, pulling focus upward while conversations drift, softly lingering like perfume on evening air. Place a picket or twig gate between hedges, then film a slow push-through. The hinge creak is your soundtrack cue. Beyond, borders erupt in bloom. A reveal like this transforms modest spaces into destinations, promising wonder with the simplest gesture. Dress the gate with trailing roses and a hand-lettered sign. Let grass path edges feather slightly for softness. The reveal becomes ritual, open, breathe, step, inviting viewers into intimacy. Each visit begins again, familiar yet fresh, like reading a cherished chapter aloud. String lace-look bunting between trees and lay a vintage cloth beneath. Set enamel plates, mismatched cutlery, and jars of blush roses. The palette whispers afternoon tea and laughter, turning lawn into salon, where hospitality feels handmade, generous, and lightly perfumed. Keep serving simple, scones, berries, lemonade, so the table reads approachable. Use crates for levels and tuck herbs into napkin rings. When breezes lift bunting, your footage flutters. Guests linger, cameras feast. The garden smiles back, pleased to host gentleness without fuss. On a blank fence, create a gallery of trellises in soft whites and pewters. Train climbing roses and clematis to intertwine, forming panels of living lace. The repetition edits itself, offering quick cutaways and hero shots from every anchored frame. Install at different heights for rhythm, leaving breathing space between pieces. Add plaques naming roses for charming detail. As blossoms mature, the fence dissolves behind petals, transforming boundary into artwork, a feminine mural that updates with seasons, always photogenic, endlessly watchable. Build a stone herb spiral or grid of raised beds with gravel paths. Plant sage, thyme, chives, and edible flowers alongside roses. Beauty nourishes supper, supper nourishes beauty. The layout reads orderly yet old world, marrying practicality to romance with ease. Label herbs with salvage spoons and plant markers. Film harvest sequences, snip, gather, rinse that reward senses. Low evening light brushes gravel like velvet. The potager becomes your closing metaphor, a garden both pretty and purposeful, feminine yet strong, feeding everyday wonder. From whitewashed fences and vintage trellises to string-light allées and herb spirals, we proved small changes craft big, romantic impact. Celebrate patina, softness, and nature's movement to make your backyard feel timeless and feminine. If you love these ideas, Please like this video, subscribe to Homespot, and tell me your favorite moment or question in the comments down below today.